Hey everybody, it's White Collar Garage again. We got this 2008 BMW 328i and it needs a fuel pump, and it's one of these super ultra low emitting vehicles. So these 328s in this year, I'm not sure about the other years, have 3 different fuel pumps. So we have this one that's the super ultra low emitting vehicle. And so we're going to go through the steps on how to replace this fuel pump. Okay, so once you're down inside here, you have all these little clips that are down in here. So we've already got the fuel pump top piece out, and then you got this lower piece. And they got these little connectors right here, or this fuel line. This is a pressure feed line. And they got these little blue connectors right here. These little blue connectors right here. And they are the quick release for the fuel fittings. So you press the back side of them right here with a pocket screwdriver, and that opens up the inside. It releases these tangs right here on the side, and then you can pull off the line. So there's one that goes in the plate. This plate right here, there's a main feed line right here that comes off, and then there's another evap line that comes off right here, and then on the bottom side they have this evap line right here, then that fuel pressure line connector right here, and then you have the electrical connector that's got 2 metal tangs on the side, and they are these ones right here, and you release those both, and then you slide the connector off, and then this piece comes out. So then you have this stuff down in here, and this fitting keeps getting in the way. That goes on top. And then you've got 2 electrical connectors that come off. And then you have a third one. That's this little brown one right here. And then you've got this fuel line that's down over in here. And so you'll get a little light on it, see if that'll help. This fuel line right here. This one you have to press the little tab on the back right here and then pry it up. It's really hard to do. I ended up using a radiator release tool. You stick this down inside there, and I put it right down on there, and I clipped onto this, pushed onto the inside of it, and then it popped it up. Which is pretty easy right now, but it was really hard when it was down in there. The next thing is it's got 3 tabs that hold it. And so I was sitting here trying to release the 3 tabs, but I was figuring this might not work. Take it and turn it counterclockwise, and then it pops up. But it's still really hard to get out. You got to get all the little lines out of the way and then pop this sucker up. Okay, so here's the new pump. And there's the little tabs on the side right there. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing in. So I got to move these connectors out of the way. And this fuel line's the fuel line down in here is going to be in our way. So we're going to have to try to pull that. Finagle this pump around it. There it goes. There. Now locked back in. We're going to take the hose here. And slide that on. So these connectors go onto our new fuel pump. There. Now we got to find the other brown connector, and it's over on this side. Brown connectors back up under that way. We gotta make sure we don't get it caught up with the other ones. Here comes the fun part. So we're gonna stick the electrical connector on. Oh, lucky it only goes on one way. Okay, now we gotta fish underneath here and get the evap hose which is right here now. I pushed it back up underneath and we're gonna have to pull out the pressure line right here. We will start with putting that one back on first and just slide that up in. And to release the, to release it, you press on the tabs on the side right here. And I'm pressing with my fingers. You press on those tabs. That releases it and lets it come off. So we'll just slide that back on. Slide the pressure line back on. Oop. We gotta reset this pressure line. Now that's a nice good connection. So on the opposite side right here, there's a little tangs right there. So you take a small screwdriver and just push them back in. And then we're ready to set this back in. Okay, so I wasn't able to get this down together, so I put the O-ring down on it first. And now I'm going to take some WD-40 on a rag and try to lube around the side of this and slide it down that way. See if I have better luck that way. This O-ring keeps wanting to come out also, so I don't know how much this is going to work. Maybe I'll take the O-ring off. So I took the O-ring off and sprayed WD-40 around it. Now we got to stick the O-ring back down in the holder. It's not much of a holder, but it's more like down in this groove. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now I'll take the white ring and put it around. And I started with one side because it's pretty hard to get down in there. Yeah, this is hard. Oh, once again our lovely evap line is in our way. So there, let's get that set in there. And then, I got it. Rotate it. There. Now that's supposed to be a lot closer together. Okay, now we got to take the hose clamp that clamps this whole thing together and slide it down in here. At this point we can go ahead and stick the evap line on, and to do that you got to pull it sideways to put it in. That locks down in, pull it back and forth. That's good. So now there's a little spot right inside here for your tool to go, for your ratchet and stuff to tighten this up. I'm just going to use the electric one because it's a little easier. Nice and tight. Okay, now we're going to put the fuel line on. Alright. So we want to clean up all this fuel around here so it's nice and dry, so when we test the fuel pump, it doesn't, we know that there's a leak. So these connectors is a twist barrel connector. So you're going to put it down on there and then you're going to twist it and then lock it in. So to take it off, you're going to twist it a little bit and then pull up. Okay, now we're going to fire it up. No leaks, it starts up. Good to go. Okay, so we fired it up and there's no leaks. Now we just gotta put this plate back down. Make sure you don't tear this gasket in the process. Put these wires back down. Fold over our plastic. Now when you slide these seats back in, you want to make sure you pull this up, and these have to go inside the little holders, and then you slide it back into it, and then you give it a couple hits back, and then when you want to get it in there, you just hit this right here at a motion this way to push it back down, and then when you want to take the seat out, you just grab right around on this corner and it pops right up. So we just got back from our test drive. Everything's good. We replaced this fuel pump because it was driving down the road and it would just die and stall. So that wraps it up for this episode of White Collar Garage. Thanks for watching.